What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Dallas, season 5, episode 10. So we're at the shaman, Monday medicine situation with Deandra, and the ladies are just not really feeling it or taking it seriously. The only person that's taking it seriously is the friend of Cameron's that's around all the time, but nobody really knows who she is. Her. Brandy has got it in her head that this is somehow an attack on Christianity. Cameron is admittedly immature and can't really handle it. Carrie is exactly what you would expect Carrie to be, child. She's Carrie. Deandra got everybody caftans, which were really pretty. They were white caftans with blue embroidery, and she said they symbolize the light, and it was really, really nice. I thought it was really nice. They went through some exercises. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If I were in that room, I probably, I may have been immature too. But they go through these different exercises, and when they get done, they sort of have these face-to-face moments. Once again, Deandra and Carrie speak on their friendship and how they're going to make their friendship better and all of that good stuff. Then we had Brandy have her conversation with Tiffany, and basically she says to Tiffany, listen, this was a me problem. You know, it's not a you problem, and I'm sorry that I tried to make it a you problem, but it really is a me problem, and I really think that you're great, and you're this, and you're that, and, hopefully this can be, like, a new beginning for us. And, of course, Tiffany was open to it, because, girl, Tiffany ain't had no problem with you to begin with, okay? That was a you problem, not a her problem. Everybody, of course, was happy to see this go down. And that was pretty much it. I mean, if they went through other people, that was kind of weird. That was. Then they did sort of an exercise with the flowers. And you're supposed to put the negative energy in the rose petals. And the shaman asked them when they were done how you felt about it. And, of course, Brandy was like, well, first I felt like I was going to heaven. And then I was like, I'm going to hell. And again, I just feel like she made a big deal about this that wasn't necessary to make a big deal out of, but it's Brandy, and it's going to get worse, so we'll get to that later on in the episode. Tiffany has anxiety about going to this meeting with her boss. She's real amped up about it. Her husband, she asked her husband to give her a pep talk, and he tries his best, honey. I love her husband. He seems really sweet and really supportive, and I love him. She goes to her she goes to work, she comes home, she's real dramatic about it. She goes downstairs, her husband and poured wine. They got a charcuterie bar. Did I say that right? Charcuterie? Y'all know what I'm talking about, where they got the cheese and the salami. Y'all know what I'm talking about, shit. And kind of find out her boss was really cool with it. Her boss was like, listen, I get it. I get it. I want you to be a complete person. I want you to be a whole person. And so I'm absolutely okay with you saying, listen, I need to cut down some time so that I can spend some time with my family. And so she talks to her husband about it. She was like, I can't believe I was so, anxious and excited about it when it really ended up being okay. She talked to her kids about it, and they were really happy about it as well. So it was great. It worked out for Tiffany. Then we saw Brandy with her youngest daughter. Now, we saw her with her oldest daughter. We saw their relationship last season. I was very critical of it as well, and I'm still kind of critical of it, but that's my business. That's just me on the outside looking in. And Brandy is spending some time with the youngest daughter. She's doing Brandy's makeup. It was so cute, honey, because she was going through, you could definitely tell she's been watching Brandy put her makeup on, because she was going through the steps. I mean, she might not have been doing it right, but she got the brush and the foundation and the this and the that. And what we found out is that her daughter is at a new school now. They found out that her daughter has dyslexia. She said Brandy knew at a young age that her daughter had, some challenges because she had those same challenges. And so she's talking to her saying, listen, you're different, but you're not dumb. You're very smart, and people with dyslexia are very intelligent. You just learn differently. And do you like your new school? Do you, you don't feel out of place anymore? And so I could definitely appreciate Brandy taking the time, because she sent the other kids with the nanny. And so she definitely just had one-on-one time with her daughter. And I can appreciate that they had that one-on-one time. I can appreciate that she took the time out. And again, she said she also deals with ADHD. But the dyslexia is more, for me, more the concern. And so I definitely can appreciate the fact that you identified that there was an issue and you did something about it. Unfortunately, a lot of parents, it is hard for parents to accept that and take that on. And it's not negative on the parents. Like, all of us want to have perfect children. Like, you are pregnant and you want to have a perfect child. Unfortunately, it doesn't always end up being that way. And it's hard for parents to accept that their child is not perfect. And so it was, I can appreciate parents who say, listen, I get it, I identify, and we're going to do something positive about it. Carrie is planning a night in Morocco birthday party for Tiffany. And so we see her meet with the wedding planner. With the party planner. It looks like they're renting like a house, like an Airbnb type situation. And they're going to have the whole thing worked out. And so that and it ends up being a nice party. We'll get there at the end, but it ends up being a really, really nice party. So we see Cameron with the family, her and her husband and the kids. They're throwing the football around. Child, come to find out, Cameron, when her and her husband were dating, child, she used to go to the football game with Vogue magazines, and she was like, listen, that 4 hours can be long. Okay? Cameron has no interest in football. Now, what we found out is that Cameron has been snooping, and she found out that their house is actually under contract. Remember, Cord told her, listen, I don't think you can handle it. I'm not going to put that on you. If we find out that, if the house is, I'm not going to tell you anything until the house is sold. And Cameron was like, yeah, but I found it. I saw that it was pending, and now I see that it's under contract. And I know what that means. That means that we're just waiting for the, the papers to be signed, and my house is basically going to be sold. And he was like, yeah, I didn't even know you knew about that app. She was like, oh, I know a lot about apps. I said, Cameron is hilarious. But you could definitely tell that he ain't see that coming. Like, he definitely did not expect that she had picked up on that, right? But anyway, so it is time for Tiffany's party. Night in Morocco. The ladies are getting dressed. You know how that goes down, child. Everybody's getting dressed and getting ready for the party. Tiffany is excited because she said, listen, I have never had a birthday party. She said, as a kid growing up, I might get like a little special treat and $20. Like, that was it. She said, one year my dad was like, you're 9, right? And I was like, Dad, I'm 11. So she said this, so she's really excited that this group of ladies would do this for her. And Mama D is coming. Y'all know I love me some Mama D. And remember, her and Tiffany have a relationship outside of this. Like, they're friends. Before the show, they have a really good friendship. I forgot how they actually became friends, but they're friends outside of the show. The ladies get there. Now, Brandy, of course, has to criticize the party, talking about something don't look like Morocco to her, after she said she never been to Morocco. Well, if your ass ain't never been to Morocco, how the hell you know whether this look like a Moroccan party or not? You don't know. You don't know. I did notice that they had like the little things on the table. I have one of those that I got when I was in Kenya. It's from Morocco, but I bought it at a store, and the lady had a bunch of stuff that she had bought. She goes out and buys items, and it came from Morocco, and it keeps your food warm and all that. And I was like, oh, I got one of those. I forget the name of it. They had to tell me 20 times, and I still don't forgot the name of it. Somebody gonna probably put the name in the comments now. But either way, that came from Morocco, Brandy. They had Moroccan food. They had snakes. Now, I don't know if that's a Moroccan thing or not, but they had snakes. And Cameron, of all people, was petting the snake and talking to the snake like that snake was her new best friend. Now, of all the ladies, she is the last person that I would have expected to be cool with the snake. Of course, Tiffany was losing her mind, which I would have been losing my mind too. When I was younger, I used to love snakes. And now that I'm older, oh my God, girl, no. I have a fear of snakes now. When I was younger, I wanted a pet snake. I don't know what happened. What makes us, that we get older, we start fearing things that when we were younger, we were fearless? I don't know. Anyway, child. Tiffany gets to the party, and of course, it is everything that she wanted it to be. Now, her husband came, but I think he ended up leaving. I think he just kind of came to drop her off because the rest of the night, I didn't see him the rest of the night. And of course, she was happy. You know, it was a beautiful, it was a nice event. Carrie, kudos to you. You did it. You know, I give Carrie a hard time, but you definitely did a good job with this lady. You did a really good job with this, ma'am. Tiffany gave a really heartfelt speech about, you know, belonging to this group of ladies, you know, how she grew up and she never belonged to a group, and how, you know, this is a group of ladies that she belonged to. And, you know, it was just wonderful. Mama D gave a speech about knowing trials and tribulations and, you know, appreciating where she is in life today. And then they sort of kind of, you know, the ladies were, you know, they got drunk. They got drunk. I mean, they got drunk. Like, I don't know if I can stress to you how drunk they got. They got drunk. And Mama D starts telling a story about how she grew up believing, you know, she grew up poor and she knew she wanted to be rich. And she had saw John Simmons in the paper or something, and she made up her mind that she was going to marry him. And she made it her business to know everything about him and be in the places where he was going to be. And by golly, she married that man. Cameron was like, so you're a gold digger that stalked your husband because you knew he had money? That's probably not the best story to be telling people. I don't know if that's something you want to be bragging about, right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, Cameron, when you put it like that, because I was kind of looking at Mama D a little sideways too, but when you put it like that, it's kind of like, oh, yeah. I guess when you put it like that, Lord, then they started asking Tiffany about the weirdest things that she has seen in surgery, and she started talking about things being stuffed up people's butts. Listen, I don't even want to have that conversation. You just going to go watch the episode about that one. So then they got to talking about the shaman, and Mama D was saying how, listen, no, I'm glad I wasn't there. I don't believe in all that mumbo jumbo. And then Brandy starts going off on this whole thing about how she's a Christian and she believes in Jesus, and when she's going through things and when she has stuff going on, and that's who she leans to. She leans to her faith. And Deandra, I'm really surprised at you because you were raised, you know, with faith and with God, and the fact that you know, I believe that that shaman, that's like the devil trying to come in. I mean, and Deandra was like, what are you talking about? She said, first of all, I think that makes me, she said, you're absolutely correct. I was raised a Christian. And I think that makes me even more so stronger in my faith, because I have explored these other things. I have explored these other religions, and I always come back to Christianity. She said, so I think that makes me even more knowledgeable because I do explore outside. And Brandy, I feel like, and my thing is, call me ignorant. Y'all put it in the comments and let me know. But I didn't know that going to a shaman meant that you ain't believe in God. Like, I didn't see anything in that session. I saw meditation. I saw chanting. I saw listening to music. I didn't see nothing that said don't believe in God. I didn't see anything that went against that. Like, some people feel like while you're meditating, you can be closer to God. You can pray deeper. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see it. Okay. But of course, Deandra gets offended and she gets pissed off. And so now she's she's irritated. And again, remember, they drunk. So they're drunk. And then Cameron asked Deandra, after her mom tells the story about marrying Mr. Simmons, she says, well, Deandra, why is your last name Simmons? Why isn't your last name whatever her father's name is? Because remember, Simmons is her stepdad. And Deandra says to Mama D, she said, I don't know. Why don't you tell him, Mom? Why isn't my last name da-da-da-da-da? Why is it Simmons? Her mama said, oh, well, Deandra changed her last name to Simmons because she thought it would get her further because his name is more respected and it has a lot of clout with it. Baby, what she say that for? Honey, Deandra went off. And when I say went off, I mean, I have never seen Deandra go off on her mama like that. Now, I done seen them argue, but I ain't never seen her go off on her mama like that. And then she gonna turn, after she done cussed her mama out and her mama ready to leave, then she gonna say, I mean, I'm probably gonna be disinherited, but I don't even care about my inheritance at this point. Listen, Deandra, you are a 51-year-old woman. You are still waiting for your damn inheritance. I said this last season. I said this the season before last. I don't understand what kind of damn will your daddy left that you don't have access to your money at 50 years old. Like, that is ridiculous. I don't know what kind of will it is, why your mama still got control over your trust. That ain't my business, though. But what I do know is the fact that you 51 years old and you still need your mama to pay your bills and need your mama to give you money out the trust. I mean, we've had that conversation too. Anyway, Cameron explained what the situation is. She said Simmons, the last name Simmons is a big deal in Dallas. There, he has, you know, Simmons' name is on buildings, it's on schools, it's on endowments, it's this and it's that. And that there have been rumors for many years that Deandra changed her last name for that exact reason. And Deandra has always said that she didn't do it for that reason. And so for her mom to sort of say that, it sort of confirmed that that's what it really was. And I think Deandra's reaction was more so about people thinking that she's taking advantage of the Simmons last name than the reality of what they really, about whether she really did or didn't. I don't know whether it's true or not. And I do find it interesting. I'm not going to lie, Deandra. I find it very interesting. But neither here nor there. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.